50 years of smiles. You know, when I'm out in the community, I have people come up to me or they see my name when I'm checking out at a register and they'll be like, Molen, like the orthodontist. I'm like, yeah. And as much as I'd like to think that they're thinking of me, they're not. Invariably, it's my dad. Oh, I knew your dad treated my son, your dad treated me. Oh, we were in a bind, he helped us out, or this or that. And everybody's got a story about my dad. And the reality is, I think that if he ran into those people on the street, he might not recognize them because he touched so many people's lives. But I guarantee you that when he was interacting with them, they felt like the only person in the room. And that was his gift. And it still is his gift, is that when he's with you, he's present, he's there, he connects with people. And so 50 years of smiles for me represents 50 years of lives touched, 50 years of people enriched, 50 years, not just smiles with straight teeth, but genuine, beautiful, smiling people. He made people happy. And I believe he did it because it made him happy.
I mean, as far as the legacy goes, I feel responsibility every day to hold up my dad's legacy. You know, Dr. Molen is just he's an icon. I mean, everybody knows who he is. They know him as a man, an orthodontist, as a clergy, a father. They just know how amazing he is. The legacy that we uphold here in 50 years, it's amazing, and it's an honor to come to work every single day and be able to support that legacy.
Our grandpa worked really hard, and I think his job is super cool, and I want to be him when I grow up. So
same for me. I'm going to BYU, and I'm gonna be an orthodontist. Like, that is my dream, guys.
He's a hero to me, actually.
Congratulations, Grandpa. We love you.
Oh yeah.
Molen has had a tremendous impact on so many lives. He has really changed an enormous amount of people.
I feel like Dr. Molen's had such a powerful impact. When you talk about Dr. Molen, nobody has anything bad to say at all. He is amazing and sincere, and every patient just loves him. He has really helped the community a lot by, doing so many different events and community outreach that it's been such a blessing for him to be in the Auburn, Enumclaw, and Sumner community for so long. So congrats on the 50 years, that's awesome.
He's impacted so many lives over the last 50 years. The thing we do here is we change people's lives, and it's really cool watching it all transform from the beginning to the end.
But I'd have to say my most cherished memory of Dr. Molen was in 2003. I'd been going through a hard time. I had lost my brother in Afghanistan, and I was a hot mess, and I had to miss time off work. So I kind of got into some financial issues, and one day after work I was telling some girls at work about how I was 2 months behind in my car payment, and just kind of like, oh, what am I gonna do? Kind of that type of thing, and not even thinking for a moment that Dr. Molen was listening. But that night after work, there was a personal check from Dr. Molen underneath my windshield for my car payments, and it was the most selfless, nicest thing. Didn't come from the business, it came from his personal checking account. And so that was about the neatest thing. So.
I just remember this one time, I broke my leg, and I think I was like 6, and they gave me crutches, but I didn't know how to use them. So I fell a couple of times, and I hurt myself more. And so my grandpa took time, and he built me a knee scooter, and so that was it was so sweet and so fun, and I think I still have it, but I can't, it doesn't really fit anymore because it was made for a 6-year-old, but it was just so sweet, and it really helped because I would have probably kept falling on those crutches.
Probably doing carpentry with him, because I was doing carpentry with him, and he would always bring me to McDonald's and get me something, and it was really sweet.
He's really kind of been my ipso facto orthodontic dad. I've learned a lot from Dr. Molen through his sons, obviously, even when I was in practice in California, and then I've learned even more, being here. We push each other, and the three of us, we learn something every day. That's the great thing about what we do.
My granddaughter was looking at some very extensive orthodontic treatment, two horizontally impacted cuspids, and they were suggesting that maybe they should remove them, and I talked to Bruce about it, and he says no, under no circumstances. And he talked me through it. So he was able to do that for her, and I've been forever grateful to the man.
Well, since I was a general dentist in Auburn, he was actually one of the, I think he was the first dentist to come and welcome me to the community when I first showed up. Literally, I think he was the first person. So, been our go-to referral for ortho the whole time I was a general dentist, for sure. And my kids both got treated by that office, and so did I.
I remember when I was a kid, 7, 8 years old, and I would come into the office and play with all the instruments and everything that my dad had, and I couldn't really comprehend what he did. It still didn't make sense. And when I was 12 and it was time for me to get braces, I told him no, I didn't want them, so he didn't put braces on me. So for me, it didn't really become more of a reality until I ultimately decided that I wanted to go to dental school and become an orthodontist. And so that's when it really hits home for me, as far as what my dad has built over these years. 50 years is a long time. I'm 52. That means that I started the practice when I was 2 years old. So it's a long-standing legacy, one that he's been embedded in the community, through Molen Orthodontics for 50 years. So 50 years of smiles to me is really just what my dad is. He's giving, caring, generous, and ultimately there are tens of thousands of Molen magic smiles walking around this community that have been created over 50 years. And that's what it means to me.
Dr. Rick and I go way back. But to join a practice that's got a legacy like this in both the community, both professional and the local community, is amazing. I mean, go to meetings and, when I've had multiple people talk to me about, you have no idea how lucky you are that you joined Molen Orthodontics. Well, I do know how lucky I am, because I've known Dr. Bruce since I was in residency, and Dr. Rick just as long. Aaron I met just shortly after that. But yeah, an amazing gift for me and my family to become part of this family, and to be able to continue to give back, because that's always been something that's important to us. And so to join a practice, obviously, with similar values to what we already had was critical, and really the main reason why we moved up here. So
it was just really comforting when he would come in, because he really enjoyed connecting and talking with us because he didn't work very often, right? So when he did, he just really enjoyed coming in and connecting with everybody in the office. Yeah, so I just loved when he would come in and talk with me.
I just felt really welcomed joining the Molen team.
Well, when I was in dental school, I went to the University of Washington, and so we'd come home a lot on the weekends, and when I was doing the dental lab stuff, I'd bring my lab work home, like doing wax-ups and things like that, and Dad still had all of his stuff, and he would help me, wax crowns and show me all the tips and tricks. I remember him saying that if he hadn't been an orthodontist, he probably would have been a prosthodontist, because he loved doing the lab stuff. And so got a lot of time with him in that, when, of course, Rick and I went through school at the same time, but in different locations, and Aaron was a little later. So I think that was kind of fun for Dad, too, to get to relive his dental school days. And I could probably tell you a lot of the same stories that he tells you about dental school, but I won't belabor that right now.
He was such a positive person. And I really, truly felt like he loved his job. And it also gave him the ability to be present when, I had a football game or there was something else going on. He was there. He was at our birthdays. He was there. And so for me, as I went through my college career and I was trying to decide what I wanted to do, and I looked to my dad and I saw the quality of life that he enjoyed and the fact that he never complained about his job. When I heard other people's parents that maybe weren't as enamored with their job, it really, this is a career that I would like to pursue. And it's been a blessing in my life that I've been able to be at my kids' birthdays and provide for them and be present as best as I can. And I really do come home from work happy. Working with my dad was fun. It was fun. He made it fun, and I always felt like a peer. I never felt like he was looking down on me or, why can't he do that better, or why can't he be a little quicker at that? None of that. Never felt that. I always felt as if we were equal. He would bring me over to get my opinion on a case, and now that I look back, I'm sure he knew exactly what to do on that case. But he wanted my input, and he built me up and made me feel like an equal. And that was amazing. It was fun.
Well, everyone knows Molen, Orthodontics, so just saying the name. And saying the name, people know it is excellent, that it's the bar, above the bar. So I think just that in a nutshell, just excellence, and he is who he is.
Patients love coming here. They love when he's here. They get excited. My own kids get excited when he's here. The community, they do so much for the community, which is awesome.
Some of you guys have been with him for years and years and years with the Molens, and that tells you something. When you have staff members that stay for decades, that tells you something about the quality of the people that they're working for. And so that's been a tremendous impact.
I feel like he really truly cares about his patients. Every time I saw him work, you knew every single person he cared about, and he truly wanted to give them a Molen smile.
Well, I actually feel extremely privileged to be able to share in this incredible milestone for Dr. Molen and Dr. Rick, Dr. Aaron, and Dr. Chris. I'm just honored to be a part of this, and I'm honored to actually be a part of this legacy that Dr. Molen has created. It's been an incredible ride, and I am truly excited to celebrate this with these amazing men and the amazing smiles that they have created in this community. And when you walk down the street and you see people smile, you know a Molen smile. You say to yourself, that is a Molen smile. Those are Molen braces. I mean, you know a Molen smile. And there's nothing more special and more beautiful than a Molen smile.
When Dr. Molen comes into the office, the whole atmosphere of the practice changes. You can feel everyone's spirits are lifted, and there's just a special presence about Dr. Molen.
Whenever I know that I'm working with Dr. Bruce, I pretty much have my list of cases that I want to review with him, because he's always got some different take on it than maybe the three of us had. He's always got some interesting, little tidbit to throw in there that is just a different angle to look at a case. Obviously he's got 50 years of experience, which is amazing to draw on, and is sharp as a wit, and so I try to soak up everything that I can whenever I work with him. So
Bruce loved what he did, and it showed. And Rick and Aaron love what they do, and it shows. And people see that, they sense that authenticity. And so I see the practice just continue to grow and get better and serve more of the community than Bruce was able to. But if it hadn't started with Bruce, none of this would be a reality. So they're carrying on that tradition, I think, and doing honor to him by doing so.
I feel a little bit like a slacker retiring before him, but I would say that a lot of people don't know this, but my college degree is in art and graphic design. I was always dentistry, but So I've always admired the artists and took a year of Western history, history of Western art, things like that. And I remember a quote attributed to Michelangelo at age 80, and it is "Ancaro imparo." It means I am still learning, and that's Bruce for sure.
You know, the things that I really enjoyed the most early in my career was being able to learn from my dad. You know, when you get out of school, you think you know everything and you really don't know anything. And the way that he took me under his wing and really taught me how to be an orthodontist, both clinically and professionally, are things that are, to me, are irreplaceable and things that I'll never forget. We would go to continuing education courses together, and just him and me, we'd be able to travel and go learn. And even though he already knew everything, he sat there and he soaked it all in, you know, for my benefit. You know, we would talk about, you know, patient cases together and do treatment planning together, and then clinically he would show me things that he was doing that, you know, you just don't learn how to do that on your own. You know, you need an expert and a mentor, and I was just lucky enough that expert and mentor was my dad. And so those are really honestly the best memories that I have.
Well, I mean, wow, that's pretty amazing. 50 years. He has created a legacy, basically, and I'm sure he's super proud of it, as he should be. And he, you know, he was amazing to work with all those years, and now to develop the talent in the trioca of Dr. Chris, Dr. Aaron, and Dr. Rick, and allow them to continue that legacy. He's got to be tremendously proud. They're just wonderful. He set the table for it, and they have continued with the legacy, and it's just got to be just really fulfilling for him.
Everybody knows the Molen name. It's, you know, it's a brand. And even, you know, like for example, Rick and Aaron have brought on a partner. It's still Molen Orthodontics. If I ever brought on a partner, it'd still be Molen Oral Surgery. You know, I'm not going to take that name off the building because of just all the goodwill that's part of it. And I see a lot of patients, adult patients who, oh yeah, your dad did my braces, you know, 20, 30 years ago, whatever. And so definitely feel kind of have deep roots in the community because of that.
50 years of smiles. First of all, I mean, not many practices get to 50 years. You know, a lot of practices get to one generation and then that's all she wrote. So it's an amazing accomplishment to have a legacy, you know, the last 50 years. I mean, Molen Orthodontics was started the year I was born. So, so really amazing. And yeah, just an amazing legacy, you know, really that will hopefully carry on.
50 years is a long time. I just turned 50. So, I mean, it really just speaks to the fact that he loves it. And I don't really think he needs our encouragement. I mean, he's still, I think, is showing up in the office and just kind of feeding off the environment. And I think it's a big part of his identity. So Dad's one of those people I think will never truly retire because, you know, he just loves it so much. It's part of who he is. His, you know, DNA is everywhere we look around here. So.
Yeah, when I recently, as everybody does as they get older, he's had a few health challenges here and there, and it was really touching to me when I was talking to him that the only time through all of that I saw him cry was when he had the realization that he wouldn't be in the office as much. It really means that much to him to be, with his friends and his family, which are his patients. He loves making people smile. It brings him joy. And when he realized that he wasn't going to be able to do that as much as he used to, that's the only show of emotion, completely selfless. Instead of being concerned about his own struggles or how the health issues would impact his quality of life, that wasn't his first thought. His first thought was for his patients and not being able to spend as much time with them, because that's the person he is. Yeah, So we just have the opportunity now to carry his legacy forward. So, I mean, just being able to take over the practice from our dad has honestly just been a dream come true. You know, it's an honor, it's a privilege, and you know, we plan on continuing on that tradition for many, many more years. And I'm just so proud to be Dr. Molen's son.
So welcomed, loved, and important, and you know that when he's having a conversation with you, that you are the most important thing at that time.
Like I said, he's got that kind of father figure approach where it just endears you to him. Very few people have that kind of character that can pull that off and pull it off authentically. So that's just Bruce in a nutshell. Just a good all-around person that makes you be a better person just by knowing him.
Your practical approach to life and productivity makes you one of the most beneficial members of the community.
I don't know if it's a character thing, but his character clearly is exemplary, but I would describe him as a Renaissance man. I've always been impressed by his outside-the-box thinking. He never accepts, well, that's the way we do things. Certainly showed up in his ortho treatment.
He's intelligent. He's very easy to get along with, converse with. He's an easy person, very easy person to work with. We were partners at one time. He's also treated a number of my relatives, and he's just a very easy, gentle person to work with.
Dr. Molen, you cannot describe his character in just one or a few words. He is just a truly amazing man. And words that pop out in my mind are kind, genuine, very giving, very community-oriented, very family-oriented. He is just truly a gentle soul who cares about everybody in the community. And working for Dr. Molen has just been such a blessing.
Dr. Molen is exceptional, and anyone who meets him will know that. From the moment you see him, he treats you like you're the only person in the room, which is a really special quality for someone as busy as he is. And I think that makes him very special. He's just very genuine, very loving, and very welcoming.
His character, he has such a depth of character. You can tell he just accepts you when you start to talk to him. So he accepts you for who you are. He's a good listener. He's such a solid character. I haven't met anybody better. So I would consider him one of my best friends. Yeah, character, he just is the best.
Dr. Molen is the most incredible, kind, warm. He makes everybody feel like they're the most important person in the room and that he has all the time in the world for them.
In one word, integrity. He was a man, he is a man of integrity and honesty as the day is long, compassionate, empathetic, caring, genuinely caring. He really doesn't judge. He takes people where they're at. And I think that's his greatest characteristic, is that he sees people the way that God sees people. And yeah, he truly understands why we're all here. And when he gets to the other side, I'm sure God could say to him, "You were a great orthodontist, Bruce Molen," but he won't. He'll simply say, "You were a great man, and thank you for being my hands." That's my dad.
It's just, I feel like it's an honor to be like a Molen, because so many people are like, "Oh, you're Lily Molen." I was like, "Yeah, I'm a Molen." They're like, and then they tell me about like my dad or Rick or Chris or my grandpa, and they're like, "Oh, your grandpa did this, and my mom is gonna take me there because they did so good on her smile." And they just tell me all these amazing things, and it's just so amazing to be a part of this place. And like whenever I walk in, everyone always is like, "Oh, hey, Lily." It's just such an honor, and it's pretty fun too.
I think it's really cool to see my name everywhere.
Congratulations, Bruce, and more power to this retirement thing.
I mean, I'd like to thank him for all the help and the inspiration that he's done for the community and for me. And, it's just been a delight to work with him, and it's a delight to work with the Molen Orthodontics throughout this whole time. It's just, he really needs to be super proud of it, and I'm just glad to be a part of it.
No, congratulations on all of this. Congratulations on the influence that you've had on so many people's lives, patients, those in the community, and the way that you've served not only the patients, but the community and the profession at large. That's just very telling of the kind of person that you were and the kind of person you are. You just care about other people, and it just shows through in so many different ways. I mean, how can you be more proud of the fact that you've led a life of service, serving your fellow man? That tells you more about you than anything else.
I'd like to say congratulations to you, Dr. Molen, for creating such an amazing environment, such an amazing company, such an amazing staff, and your legacy is here and it's felt, and you are amazing, and congratulations for accomplishing 50 years as an orthodontist.
Dr. Molen, thank you for being such a good person. You will always hold a special place in my heart. All my love to you and Julie.
Bruce, congratulations. It's unbelievable. The strength, the stamina, the depth of character, the breadth of knowledge that you have, and that you've persevered, and you've always had a good attitude. When we think of you, a smile comes to the face, as it always has.
Bruce, I hope you enjoy your retirement, and like I say, admire your accomplishments with your children taking over the practice.
Congratulations, Grandpa. This is a big milestone for you. Great job.
Good job, Grandpa. I know it's taken a lot of work, but you've made it. I know that you've helped so many people and that you've made their lives so much better, and so many more people are so much more confident. They're amazing smiles that you've done. I love you so much.
Grandpa, congratulations on hitting this big milestone. I'm so proud of how hard you've worked, and you're the best grandpa ever. I love you so much. Something people may not know about my grandpa is that he makes the best lemon meringue pie, and I'm so grateful that he's able to teach me how to make it, so now I can carry on his legacy. I'm proud of my grandpa for starting his own business and helping people get the smiles they deserve.
Molen Orthodontics has been a part of my life since before I have memories. My dad opened his orthodontic practice when I was 4 years old, and I grew up always being at the office, spending time there with the great assistants, and it's just a part of my childhood and my teen years. I am so grateful for the opportunity I had to be able to work as an assistant during my high school years. I really enjoyed the time with my dad, being able to go to lunch with him back in the days when the staff would all go to lunch together frequently. It was a wonderful time of my life.
I love Molen Orthodontics. It was a ton of fun to be able to have my grandpa and my two uncles work on my teeth and give me a gorgeous smile. My Molen smile brings me confidence and compliments.
I loved having my uncles and my grandpa doing my teeth, and they look good.
Pa! Congratulations on 50 years in ortho. Honestly, I'm not sure what there is to say that hasn't been said a million times already, except I do want to say this, Dad. Thank you. Thank you for the time, for the dedication, the effort, the sacrifice, everything that you put in to build the practice and create the institution that it is today. It was a fundamental part of my childhood, a fundamental part of our family, and it really is something that you should be incredibly proud of. And I know that I am incredibly proud to be your son. You're the greatest man I know, and you've built one of the greatest ortho practices in the world today. Thank you, Dad.
your practice, you knew what you were doing. You were already had a vision of where you wanted to go with it, and you created a beautiful, beautiful situation there in Auburn for all your patients. Anyway, you were the best orthodontist I ever knew.
One of the most decent, kindest men that I know. I mean, I'm sure lots of other girls have said this, but he really is a father figure. He definitely looks out for you, and he always made me feel like I was one of his own, you know, and I felt like I was part of his family.
And Dr. Molen also really showed me how you can have a family, and that family is important, and that your work office can be a place of teamwork and family too. And we were very close. All of the office people were very close. And we cared about what was going on in each other's lives. And because it was a small group, we really could do that and do it very well. And he always made us feel like we were a part of the office and not just an employee.
I just have to comment on Dr. Molen. What a sweet man he has always been to me and to my family. I mean, who didn't just feel loved and cared for when that man would walk in with his huge smile and that twinkle in his eyes? You just felt like you were being given just a warm, caring hug. And I just really appreciate him and his sons and his wife and all that they have done for so many people, and specifically for me and my family. Thank you, Dr. Molen and family. I really appreciate you.
You were such a wonderful person to work with. Thank you so much for teaching me so many things in my life. From the bottom of my heart, you mean a lot to me, so much to me, and I love your family. And woohoo! Congratulations, Dr. Molen. 50 years. Love ya.
It's just been amazing. I still enjoy every relationship that I have developed through there. I love you guys. I love you, Dr. Molen. Thank you again, Dr. Rick, Dr. Aaron, Dr. Chris, the whole team. It's been a joy and a pleasure, and I wish everyone the best of luck. God bless. Love you.
I enjoyed you giving me the opportunity and also believing in me to do those things for the office, so it freed you up to do orthodontics. So I'll say again, thank you, Dr. Molen, for those wonderful years. I did enjoy them tremendously, and never will I forget them. The memories are huge. So have a great time at your party, and I wish I could be there. I'd miss you all. See you later.
You've always been a great leader and mentor, and I appreciate your expertise.
Yeah, I would second all of that.
Yeah, and happy retirement. Yeah, and looking forward to more trips together.
It's been a great joy to work alongside the Molens and with Bruce. And Bruce, I just wish you well to wherever you go and whatever you do. And I appreciate bumping up alongside of your legacy that you've left here in Auburn and Sumner. I wish you well.
Happy anniversary, Bruce. We are so excited for you to be celebrating 50 years. There's 4 of the Molen smiles right here. We have 3 more. Papa, what do you want to say?
Congratulations, Bruce. Thanks so much for taking care of all our teeth. Some are better at keeping their retainers on than others, right?
That's true. I just want to say that all the years, I know that I was the only patient that you wrote in their card, worst patient ever.
Thank you for the beautiful teeth. I was the best patient ever.
We love you.
Bye. Congrats.
Congratulations, Dr. Molen, on your 50 years of wonderful, beautiful smiles. It's been such a pleasure working for you. I can't imagine myself ever working for anybody else. Well, except your sons and Dr. Chris, of course. The best story I ever have is from when I first started here and Dr. Molen tried to show me how to do an impression, and I thought I knew everything because I already had experience. and he was trying to show me, and he remembered me just to be this little snotty girl that just blew him off. And I went to him later and told him how sad I was that I had done that, because he's so wonderful and great, and I wish I would have absorbed more from him in that moment. But he always teases me now for being the person that knew it all and the bratty girl that came here. But now I wish I could absorb everything from you, so every time you come in, I just am so happy to learn anything from you, even today. So thank you.
Congratulations on 50 years at Molen Orthodontics. That really is an impressive accomplishment, and you should be very proud of that. I just want to say thank you so much for the service you've provided to this community throughout these years. We at 410 Dental have really enjoyed working with you guys over there, and we really are looking forward to working with you for many more years. Once again, thanks so much, take care, and congratulations.
To know Dr. Molen is to love him. His bright smile and cheerful attitude are contagious. You feel happier just being around him. The legacy he has created goes beyond making beautiful smiles, but helps people realize their value and true potential. To me, his greatest legacy is the example he sets to his family of how to be a loving father, husband, and friend. Thank you, Dad, for raising a fine man for me to love and for teaching him to be honest and true like you. I'm so grateful to have you in my life. I love you so much. Congratulations on your 50th work anniversary. Can't wait to celebrate with you.
Dad, congratulations. 50 years is an amazing accomplishment. And I want to thank you for being the example that you've been to me, for showing me how to walk in a way that touches as many people as possible, that you truly are a man of integrity. And my greatest gift in life is that you were my dad, and that I had that as an example so that I can pass that on to my own children. You were a great orthodontist, but you were an amazing father, and I am so grateful for that. So congratulations, 50 years, and I'm looking forward to more adventures with you.
Dad, it's an honor being your son and being in the same profession and having that great blessing of the path that you laid for all of us to follow, and not only professionally but also personally. It's an example I always strive to uphold, and I love you, Dad.
Our team is committed to providing exceptional customer service in a positive and enthusiastic environment
while creating beautiful smiles
and raving fans for generations. We love you, Dad.